Hey guys, welcome to the Plan-Tastic Podcast. This is our first episode. I'm one of your hosts, Kat, and I'm here with our other two hosts, Will and Jen. We are so excited to kind of introduce ourselves and give you a little bit of insight on what we're going to be talking about in future episodes. So, we're going to be covering the ins and outs of event management. I'm going to be doing a couple episodes a month focusing on the event organizer side. And Will and Jen are going to be doing a couple episodes talking about artists, vendors, and exhibitors. So we've got something for everybody. And we're so excited to get into it with you. So, what are you guys most excited about for your side of the podcast?
Well, as a vendor myself, I'm excited to be able to share some best practices and ways to be able to be seen at an event especially when it's a saturated market or it's super busy and you've got big booths around you. How can you stand out in the crowd? Also, some little business hacks and different tricks to be able to help elevate your SEO, along with using AI and that type of thing, and also forecasting trends to be able to help some of the vendors out there be prepared for these events. How about you, Will?
Oh, you said it really well. Thanks, Jen. I'm excited coming from the marketing side of things. I'm excited to look at these ways that people are putting together their online persona and their in-person sales at events and stuff and see what small businesses are doing, bring some of the experience that I have, but also I'm excited to talk to these people about what they're seeing what event organizers are finding effective, that small micro businesses, I've heard them call, what they're doing, and how they're really getting their name out there and how they're making a splash. So I think that's gonna be really exciting, talking to event organizers and talking to vendors about that. But I'm excited to hear what Kat gets into too, about all of these different event organizers and how they came up with their different events and how they grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's probably what I'm most excited about because there are so many different events and Eventeny has so many different events on the platform that it's going to be really fun to start to talk to these event organizers and see what the differences and similarities are within the industry. I actually just recorded my first episode a few minutes ago. I was talking to Yinka Freeman, who owns Triple Pocket Events, and that is an event management firm that does all sorts of different events from corporate events to like San Diego Pride. So she has her hat in many different kind of areas of the industry, and it was really interesting to hear from her about how she delegates and organizes and her different strategies for hosting different types of events. So I'm pretty excited to have more of those great conversations.
Absolutely. And I think having some event organizers on our side and being able to see the balanced approach to the event organizer side and the vendor side, and being bringing some ideas and best tips from each point of view too, I think is going to help a lot with bridging the gap in the relationship between artists, vendors, exhibitors, and event organizers.
I think that's a really good point. Another thing I'm excited about for this, and not just as Jen and I talk to artists, vendors, and exhibitors, and Kat talks to event organizers, because, as you said, Kat, because Eventeny has so many different types of events, getting that cross-pollination. So, like, this is happening in fandom events. If you work at markets, what can you take from that and grow your business there? Or if you do a running event, what do you take from these other types of events, these other types of vendors and artists, and really grow your business in a way that is unique in your space, but not necessarily unique everywhere. That cross-pollination, I think, is really exciting to me, to see what people are doing in different spaces all over the place.
Yeah, it
Totally.
should
I
be
think that's
exciting.
super important. And another thing that I talked with Yinka about just now is how many events run in the US. I don't know about you guys, but before I started working here, I did not realize how many events like truly happen every single weekend in the United States. Like ever, I don't think there's a single weekend day in the year that we don't have some kind of event running on our platform. And that's just like the tip of it. That's just a drop in the bucket, you know?
Yep. And I think the one thing to speak to on that too, Kat, is you bring up a really good point, because within all of these events, you have individual people that are helping to run these events. And so they're people on the back end. It's not corporate conglomerates or AI or anything like that. These are people. So they're trying their hardest to be able to give the best they absolutely can to not only the artist, vendor, and exhibitor teams that come and help support their events, but also the attendees that are buying tickets. and all the people that are coming to the event to have a good time. So there's a lot that goes into it. And with how many there are on each weekend, like and throughout the year, like Kat was saying, it's impressive. It's very impressive. And then double and triple that with how many vendors now have to prepare for these events, even though it's a preparation in a different way. It's still a lot going on, and there's a lot of moving parts. And I'm excited to jump into the history and the future and the current and everything that's happening within the event organizing industry.
I think that's going to be really exciting to like really help artist vendors and exhibitors and event organizers put more of a face behind the other side of things too, because it can be tough to work together, especially when you're not like face to face. You're an exhibitor and you're sending in your application. Once you understand event organizers better, you're probably going to have better applications, and vice versa. Event organizers are going to probably listen to some of this and go, "Oh, I hadn't thought about that as an important thing that my artists or vendors are looking for." And really, making them real connections there and making them think about like, oh, what am I trying to do with these people that I'm collaborating with? I think that's a really exciting part of this.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Another thing I'm pretty jazzed about with this, so Jen and I are gonna flip-flop back and forth between having interviews and then one week, and then another time we're gonna do a deep dive into some kind of topic also. So we're not always gonna bring in somebody else. We can talk amongst ourselves, but we're gonna research some things that are out there that can hopefully help artists and exhibitors also to advance their game just from a research topic. And that being said, I did want to throw out there, if people have topics that they want to hear about, shoot us an email over. If you want to shoot it to Molly@eventeny.com, we can take any suggestions or ideas from you there. That's Molly@eventeny, EVENTENY.com. And give us your feedback, give us your thoughts, give us your needs, because we're excited to hear them.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited to get into it more and just kind of, I think that event organizing is a very elusive process because, like you said, there's people behind all of these events that we have, but you don't really see the people who are running it, especially in a really well-run event. Everything just kind of works and you don't see who's putting in all the work. So I'm excited to showcase some of these folks and kind of see all of the work that they do for their community and kind of take our hats off to them a little bit because it is a really tough job.
Awesome. Well, Kat, if somebody wanted to be if an event organizer wanted to be a part of your side, where would they reach out to?
You can reach out to us on social if you wanted to DM. We monitor all of our social DMs. You can also email press@eventeny.com. So that's press@eventeny.com and somebody will get back to you.
Perfect.
We'd love to take guests, so don't feel afraid to reach out.
Awesome. So we have both ideas at Molly@eventeny.com. And if you'd like to be a part of the podcast, you can email us at press@eventeny.com, or you can reach out to us on social media and we'll definitely get in touch with you and see what we can do.
Great.
I'm so excited to get this started. We've already started recording some interviews and getting some topics going, and it's good stuff so far. Not to brag, but I'm really enjoying it. We found some great people to talk to.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really valuable information. So I'm very excited to get this out. So when can people expect to start hearing from us?
Oh gosh, so
Okay.
Well, you can find us each week, probably on Wednesday or Thursday. We'll get the calendar all situated for you, but keep an eye out. Make sure you follow us on any platform that you have that you listen to your podcast, and follow us on Instagram at Eventeny Team and on Facebook at Eventeny Team. Is that right, Kat?
It's Eventeny Team on Instagram and Eventeny on Facebook. It's not a very common name though. So you put some variation of that in there, you're gonna find us.
Perfect. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Great. Thanks everybody.